What is up, everybody? Well, I just got back from the doctor. Finally seen a specialist for my back. I like the doctor. I'm really bummed because they want another MRI for surgery, which means I'm going to have to do physical therapy for a few weeks, and I'm not very happy about that. That shit hurts me so bad, but insurance is a brilliant idea that before you get an MRI, you got to try other kind of care. Well, this will be the fourth MRI, so the fourth time I've had to do it. If it didn't work the first time, or the second time, or the third time. But anyway, I'm the one that gets to be put in pain for a few days. Well, a few weeks. I'm supposed to do it 6 weeks, at least twice a week. They ain't getting me to do much. I'm not dealing with this shit no more. So anyway, that was just an accumulation of just shit, man. Man, I hope everybody out there's having a good time and, you know, not struggling too much in life. I know how it gets. Mentally right now, I'm struggling pretty bad. So I decided after all that bullshit today that what I was going to do is come home and do this video I've been talking about doing for a couple weeks now. It got pushed to the back when I got my other vinyl in. But I'm going to do the review today for Lamb of God live at Richmond. Before we get into that, I'm putting me a little something together here. I'm dropping my tip. I'm out of my hemp papers, so the good old flashing. I'm telling you, it's been one of them days. The good old fashioned bleached zigzag's gonna have to do for today. This tip I'm using here, they're good, but they're not beveled. Like, it's straight instead of being, this one's already been used, but see how it's more like a cone. It helps you get the cone shape on your paper a little better. It's one of my new favorite things. I learned how to roll my own cones. It's nice. But with straight ones, you're pretty much just making a tube like you do with a cigarette. But you feel it the same way you do the cone. I don't know, it's just another way to intake your marijuana. Look at it, hey, got a tube. Well, it looks like a cone. I got the bevel and everything in that one. All right, that job's done. So, get into a little bit of this review here. I'm going to start. I'll show you guys this album. We'll just take our time doing this one because I don't give a shit. So, Lamb of God, live in Richmond. First press, pre-ordered. It is this album. Lamb of God, Lamb of God. I don't know if this one's first press or not, but it's early because it was pre-ordered. So what they've done during quarantine is they've done this album that they just put out with the new drummer Art Cruz, which is a great album. Great album. One of their best, probably their best since Ashes of the Lake, in my opinion. And I say that because a lot of my metal snob friends that have a problem with Lamb of God for some reason are like, okay, wow, this new one's great. And you know, I'm not going to argue with them on that because I don't believe they've done anything bad. So I'm going to roll me one up here and we're going to talk about this. So, as far as live albums go, there's been some, you know, absolutely fantastic ones. Slayer's Live Undead. The one, in my opinion, is the best of all time. Pantera's 101 Proof Live. Man. Killer album. I need to find that on vinyl. I really do. It's just so much different listening to shit on vinyl. For me, at least. And I was at a friend's house the other night, and he was talking to somebody about how a lot of people just don't give a shit about music and stuff anymore. Like a lot of these pop artists especially, like they don't put no time into doing none of that. They don't even release albums. They just release a track at a time. And he was telling his friend, he's like, this man over here still buys vinyl because he cares about it. And I do. I love the artwork, the everything that goes in with it. And bands hide shit on album covers and stuff, you know. Little Easter eggs, and not everybody picks up. You know, that most famous Boston album where it looks like the spaceship and everything. Go look at that again. It's not a spaceship at all. It's a guitar turned upside down. Yep. I'm not special. I just found that shit out a few months ago myself. But that's what I like about it. It's just been hidden right there. Not that I was a Boston fan or would own that album. Yeah. Grindy. Get it ready here. So, you know, Lamb of God took a whole bunch of shit from a lot of people. And what I keep running into, especially with the ones online, is people that hate on Lamb of God. Just jealous. Because there's really just no reason. Like, one of the arguments that I got this last time was, oh, they just sound too polished now. It's not raw. It's not... What? So they got better at what they did. And they learned their instruments. They mastered their instruments. They mastered what they do. And now people hate them for that. Anyway, one of my favorite ones was, and a lot of people say this about a lot of bands, and what makes it funny to me is if you're not a musician and you've never played anything and you're going to tell me everything sounds the same, I don't even know how to come back to that. Because maybe you shouldn't have an opinion on it if you don't know what it is. But no, anyway, I get it. Like, a lot of bands have a sound. Like, Zeppelin comes on. You know it's Zeppelin. Maiden comes on. You know it's Maiden. Sabbath. Pantera. Fucking Metallica. Slayer. You know that. You know what it is. They have a sound. But too many people, like, you know, they don't want the same thing, but don't dare change it. Can't please them. So, with this album being the first one that they've done without Chris Adler on the drums, who, in my opinion, is the best metal drummer there ever was. My opinion. And a lot of musicians will say the same thing. Like, that dude's techniques and his everything is just spot on. You know, and I get a lot of people like, oh, it's Lombardo, it's definitely Lombardo. I'm not taking nothing away from Dave Lombardo. You'll never hear me say a bad thing about him. Man is a beast. He's a freaking monster. But I guess it's just for me, you know, Lamb of God is my shit, and Chris Adler is just an amazing drummer. So, with Art Cruz coming in, and he was with a couple other bands. I forget exactly who it was right now. I'd have to look that up. But I didn't know what to expect. You know, them are huge. Huge shoes to fill. Like, the biggest. And, you know, You know, yeah, Chris didn't tour with him on the last album, but he recorded it with them. Strum Undrung was Chris Adler on the drums. He recorded that. He shot the videos, done all that. He didn't tour with them, but he done all that. So, first release off this album is Memento Mori. And they, you know, they let that out as a teaser. And, man, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, holy shit, if the rest of this album is, you know, 75% that good, it's going to be a fucking banger. And they did not disappoint. The entire album is just absolutely pristine, track after track after track. I've gotten contacted by several of my music metal snob friends who hated on Lamb of God, and they're like, okay, I'll take that back. You know, like this album's great. Which is, there was a lot of good albums that came out around that time. You know, if you stretch it back just a little bit to include it, you had Ozzy's No Ordinary Man. Excellent album. Lamb of God's Lamb of God. Excellent album. Testaments, Titans of Creation. Excellent album. Might be their, Testaments, Titan of Creation is their best album. This one, from Lamb of God, I would say it would be their best album, but Ashes of the Wake is, that's their masterpiece. It's always going to be the baddest one out of it. It was great. And then, Maiden come out with Senjutsu, which won't go down as their best album ever, but it will go down as one of their best albums ever. The new Maiden album is awesome. So, you know, had a lot of these coming out around that time. And, so the hype was up for me. You know, this new Lamb of God, and officially introduced Art Cruz into the writing process and recording process. And it was just amazing. I couldn't ask for any better of a replacement. Now, don't hit me wrong, man. I love Art Cruz to death. I would not mind Chris Adler returning to the band. Any band Chris Adler goes to, he automatically makes them better because of his presence. He's just that good of a drummer. So, if he ever comes back, great. If not, it's fine. Which I'm going to go more on the not. But his brother's still in the band, so you never say never, right? And done with this. Got it all in there. You got to scoop and poke it down, scoop and poke it down. But you got to take your time with it so you don't rip it outside and have to start all over. You know what I mean? Perfection can't be rushed. Alright. Let's get this baby fired up. And we'll get the show fired up. Look, nice little 13-minute intro there. I would do jazz fingers, but I was doing that the other night and I realized that my jazz fingers look like just old people at the nursing home, you know, because my arthritis and all that shit in my hands. So I'm just, no, I'm not having a stroke. This is my jazz fingers. I'm happy. Yay. I might have came up with that after one of these. You never know. Never know. Oh, super lemon haze, I love you. Alright, let's put this stuff over here. You don't need to see that. Just by production tray. Alright, so yes, I have two of the same albums pretty much. The track list is exactly the same. They done them, yep. Yep. The only difference in the live album and the studio one is that Jamie Josta and Chuck Billy from Jamie Josta from Hatebreed and Chuck Billy from Testament joined them on the studio album for their respective songs. Great album, absolutely great. So they released this album, and the government releases their biggest hit ever, Corona. Sorry, Hillary, don't kill me. You know I'm just playing. So anyway, they released that, Corona hits, right? Coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever. Shuts everything down. So they can't tour. So once it gets back to where we're open but not open, you know, they decide they're going to do a live album. They're going to go and record the album they just had. They're going to do it live in Richmond, Virginia, which is where the band's from. And they do so much for Virginia. Randy really gives back his stage clothes. All of his shorts are bought at a one of them military type stores. A little mom and pop thing guy has there in Virginia. That's where he goes in and buys all of his camos and either cuts them off or already has them in shorts or whatever, you know. He buys it all in there. When he released his book, you could order it signed and autographed by Randy. But you had to order it specifically through that store in Richmond. Great stuff. I mean, I love how they give back to their community. So, this one, they got to record at a nightclub or bar or whatever, right there in Richmond, with a few of their friends. So that's why Pantera's 101 Proof, I think, nudges this one out still as the best ever, because there was no crowd backing on this one. You listen to the Pantera one, you're like, man, you can close your eyes and you can just be there. You can picture yourself being there. Now, if this is, it doesn't sound much different than the studio album. That's how up on their production value that they are. It's so good. If I didn't tell you this is a live album, it'd be hard to pick it out. So they start the album off with Memento Mori, which was the first teaser, the first single they released. And let me tell you, they showed they weren't fucking around with the new guy. They did not start off slow. They did not ease everybody in. They punched you in your fucking mouth and took you off with Memento Mori. And then the whole thing just really goes on from there. Checkmate, Gears, Reality Bath, New Colossal Hate, all great. Resurrection Man, amazing. Next to Memento Mori, Resurrection Man is my favorite one off of the album. Poison Dreams, which is the one that Jamie Josta from Hatebreed joins him on the studio album. And then Roots, which is what Chuck Billy from Testament joins him on the studio album. Bloodshot Eyes and On the Hook round this album out. Okay, that's the song list. I wish I'd licensing just to put this in and play it so we could all listen to it together. But find you a copy of it somehow. You know, it's on YouTube or whatever. Go and check this live album out. I'm telling you, it's great. And it's going to be in most people's top 5 live albums of all time, if they give it an honest, pure review and a chance. A lot of people hate on Lamb of God. I don't get it, but what I do kind of, I guess, you know, because I'm a 5 Finger Death Punch hater. I don't like them. I don't like them for what they do. I don't like Nickelback. No respect for them. Some people have, I don't get it for these guys though, but Slayer had that to deal with too. You know, everybody saying that God hates us all, and Repentless were bad albums. Are you fucking kidding me? They were killer thrash metal. And say, oh, it ain't Slayer because it don't have Hanneman. What's every band supposed to do? Once one original member dies or leaves the band, they gotta quit. How does that work for Maiden? How does that work for Priest? How does that work for damn near any other band in history? How does that work? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get people's philosophy on that. But anyway, check out Lamb of God, self-titled, live in Richmond, Virginia. You will not be sorry. It's a great album. Absolutely great album. Great quality. Let me know what you guys think. And I appreciate you listening to me vent. Putting up with me for a minute there while I got this ready. And notice that subbitch ain't running. I got good at doing this. Got real good at doing this. There'll be some cooking videos coming back, I promise. I just I've really been going through it, guys. I had to make sure the camera angle here didn't show the rest of my house too much, because it's not looking great. It's not looking great, I promise you that. But I'm fighting through this, and I just had to come on and vent for a minute over the doctor today. And while I was doing that, I wanted to go ahead and do this review that I've been saying I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep some more coming here, I believe. We'll do some more reviews. And I don't know. Got some ideas for some more content. And well, we'll see where it takes us, guys. Yesterday was the holiday. Happy holiday, a day late. Alright, guys. Take care of one another. Love each other. Peace out.